What's up, guys? I'm feeling fucked up in the crib today. I just wanted to start a video to kind of vent, honestly. I feel pretty empty and distanced from myself. And currently, I have no one to talk to at this moment, so I was thinking maybe I'll just record a video and say some stuff that's on my mind and get it over with. I'm not in the worst position ever right now, but some things are really bothering me. So, a little bit of a backstory. I studied philosophy in college, and I got scared that I will never find a job with it. And firstly, I wanted to study psychology. It's my life passion. I don't know why. It honestly just clicked, like in the something with psychology just clicked when I was like 15, 16. I started reading psychology books, real psychology books, not just fancy self-help books. I started watching videos and stuff like that on the internet, exploring, because the wonderful space of human mind is amazing to me. It's the best thing there is, and I find it the most interesting. So I tried to go to college for psychology, but in my country it's not like you can go to any college because there is not enough space for every program, and it's not like, okay, you don't get to go in your main city so you can go just in other city. No, there is like 3 places in my country where you can study psychology, and all colleges together they accept, let's say, about 150 people maybe in the whole country. And let's just say I wasn't on the first 150 people on the list. So yeah, I missed my opportunity because I wasn't acing in high school, and that's just my mistake. Honestly, my mom always told me I should study more. I just didn't want to listen to her, and I was just bored in high school. Most of the high school, it's amazing to me how little I studied sometimes. In high school, I really studied only the third grade. I don't know what you call it in English. We call it just first, second, third, and fourth grade of high school. So yeah, in the third grade, it was the only time I actually tried and actually studied in high school, and that was pretty chill because when I actually tried, and by tried I mean I wasn't busting my ass doing, I don't know what tasks or something like that. I was just doing my like math homework and stuff like that, and because I was practicing math at home, I suddenly had this. I suddenly got it. Like it just made sense. Yeah, I practiced a bit at home, then I can come to school and you just expand on that knowledge, and that's why you have homework is actually not bullshit, but it was for me for most of my life. So fast forward, after high school I tried to apply to college for psychology, and obviously I failed. I didn't get in. And then I was thinking about, damn, what do I like, what's next, what's the closest thing that actually interests me. I really loved ethics in high school. We have a subject, ethics, and ethics is just I don't know how you say, like branch of psychology. I don't know if it's correct term, but and I really enjoyed ethics, so I was just like, yeah, I will just study philosophy. I will go to college for philosophy, and I went there. I made some friends. That was cool, and that was cool because I'm not really an outgoing person, and I don't really make friends. It's not because I don't want to. It's because just for some reason it's hard for me. I'm kind of autistic or something like that. Like not really autistic, but you get what I'm saying. Like I keep to myself. I'm not too loud. I try not to speak when I don't have anything smart to say, and even sometimes when I have something smart to say in a group of unfamiliar people, I usually don't say it. So it was quite cool that I managed to find some friends. And by the way, I'm not a loner guy. I have a girlfriend. I have my close group of friends, so it's not that I don't mess with people at all. It's just I'm not really outgoing, and I'm not really into meeting new people. I have a lot of friends. If I wanted to, I could go out every day, and I have a girlfriend for 2.5 years now. So I'm not some kind of loner that just sits in his room, but I just don't like to meet people that often. So yeah, I go to philosophy, and I dropped out. I dropped out for some reason. I got scared because like people said, uh, if you study philosophy, you will just be unemployed for the rest of your life, and you will work at a gas station or something like that, and that kind of got to me. That thought of being ashamed because I'm a philosophy student, it was real, and it sounds dumb because why would you be ashamed? And obviously, I can find any job I want. I'm young, I'm capable. It's not that hard for me to find any job I want, but I wasn't thinking like that, and I dropped out. And I wanted to apply for the next college, and in that time I was for some reason in the mood to like get money, like yeah, philosophy wasn't it because I will not be making money. I want to I need to study economics, and specifically I applied for the uh, business in economics. I don't know, it's something like that. It was called. My degree was called something like that. And who would have guessed it? I never cared about that stuff. I was never the type of person to just sit, look at the numbers. I don't care about businesses that much. I would love to have my own business, but to work in some firm and have like manage accounts and stuff like that's soul crushing job for me. And I don't know what got to me that I wanted to apply for that college, but I did, and actually I went to that college, and who would have guessed it? I dropped out again for the second time, and I was getting really ashamed. Here, shame really kicked in because things weren't working out for me. Yeah, I was ashamed because my mom was so happy because I'm the only son that went to college, and I felt really, really bad. And after that, I found a job because in my country, high school is like separated in you can go to gymnasium, which is like a general knowledge high school, or you can go to specifically school for jobs. Like I went to school to become electrotechnician, so I'm working with electricity and stuff like that. I don't want it to be boring. I don't want to explain in depth, but basically I went to school to become electrotechnician. That just means you go to like regular school. You have almost all the same subjects, but you have like introduction to electrotechnics, and you have like more physics, more math, and more subjects like that based on you'll learn more about electricity and all that kind of crap. It's boring as hell. But yeah, I went to that school, so when I dropped out, I was like glad because I knew that I can work something, and that jobs are pretty good paid. And by pretty good, I mean it's average paid, and for my view at the time, that was pretty good. So I dropped out, I applied for the job, but guess what? When you have no experience, when you're basically straight out of high school, because my college experience doesn't count at all. I was working like in a grocery store and stuff like that. When I applied for the job, it was like I never worked at all, so I couldn't get the job I wanted. I was kind of starting to get interested in security systems and stuff like that. I know that will sound cliche for the rest of the story, but that sounded interesting to me. So that was like the only thing, not the only thing, but that was like, yeah, I can see myself working that. I always knew it's not my passion, but if I have to work a job, I want it to be at least interesting. I don't want it to be boring, some dead end job working in a grocery store. And there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. And I would probably be happier right now, but who knows? I would probably be happier if I worked that job with nicer colleagues. But so yeah, I applied for that job, and it was cool. I learned the job pretty quickly because it wasn't that hard. But the people around me were all unsatisfied with the job, and I started to see why really quickly, and I became unsatisfied with the job because there are people there who were working for very small amount of money, and they've been working there for like 20 years, and raises were just not a thing in that company. So I knew if I continued working there that I would end up the same. So I quickly found after half a year I found a new job. I started working on security systems, like for banks and stuff like that, cameras, alarm systems, fire alarm systems, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm currently working that job as well. And I remember when I was applying for that job, I couldn't believe, like, the pay was like 50% more than my last pay, and I and the bosses seemed really good, and I was like amazed. I was thinking if I get this job, I will be the happiest man on earth. Literally, like, colleagues have to be nice, right? And yeah, fast forward, I got the job. I quit my old job. I started working for better pay, but I'm currently working that job, and I cannot say it's making me happy at all. It's making me really depressed, but it's not about the job, it's not about the pay, it's not about my bosses, it's just about my colleagues, because they really mistreat me sometimes. And I know I can be I'm a young guy, so there is like a weird power dynamic because everybody else is much older than me. Almost everyone is twice my age, so I'm 23. So the youngest colleague I have is 38, and the next youngest colleague is like 48 or something like that. So yeah, I'm not really getting along with them, and it's been like that for the past 10 months, like as long as I've been working there. I like psychology and stuff like that, so I can really see when they're gaslighting me and trying to manipulate me, and it's not that bad. It's not like the end of the world. I'm not like getting abused, but it's really, sometimes they really beat me down. Not physically, but mentally. I come home from work and I can't do this anymore. I want to quit right now. And it's really often. I worked many jobs, especially when I was in high school and college. I changed jobs like every 6 months or something like that, just because I could. I always went where the pay was bigger. I know how usually the colleagues are, and they were never this bad. I don't have the best character for that kind of behavior, because when I see that people are trying to put me down, I really start to be pretty defensive and stuff like that, and that's not good, especially if they're all older than you. And everybody, of course, they all got each other's backs. And so yeah, I came home today from work and just feeling like complete shit because my colleague really got on my nerves. If this keeps happening, like, it's happening for the past 10 months, and I can see how it kind of killed my spark a little bit, and I'm really sad about it, because I really love enjoying life. I really love being happy, and I've not been happy. And I know the most obvious thing is just switch jobs, but I'm scared. I'm just scared. I still didn't fully abandon the idea of me returning to college, but I have to have a job. I can't stop making money, not now. I got so used to it, and I'm getting too old to depend on my mom, and it wouldn't be a shame, and she would support me financially. My pride is too high, and that's my problem, honestly. So yeah, I'm like sometimes manically trying to find something to make money outside my job. So I it's like I have these plans. I have to make it in some way so I can quit my job. I have to make money in some other way so I can finally like quit my job and potentially go back to college. And I want to go back to studying philosophy and religious sciences. That is the goal right now, just to get financially stable enough until I'm like 25. I'm 23, turning 24 in half a year. I just want to get financially stable enough so I can go back to college, and I want to finish that degree, and then I can go to the other education that lasts 2 years to become a psychotherapist, like a therapist. I don't know how you say it in English. I don't know why, but it's just my dream job. I From the day that I started exploring the mind and lucid dreaming and death, I had crazy existential crisis when I was like 16, as early as that, and I had panic attack disorder. I never took any kind of pill for that, never, and that's my pride. I got through it, and I still have anxiety issues, but not like that anymore. It was really, really bad. I will make a video about it someday. But yeah, it's like my soul that doesn't. I don't have the peace when I come home. I just want to come home. I want to start up my Xbox, play some video games, but I have this itch inside of me, like, if you don't do it, you will never become that. If you don't get up and start working on something, you will never become psychotherapist, and you will die working this job. You will work this job until you're an old man, and that motivates me, but it really scares me, and it's really making me feel uneasy, and that's not a good feeling. I really, really want some peace. I really need some peace in my life right now. With my colleagues, if I didn't have like a friend group and like support group around me, like my girlfriend, my friends, that my family that actually supports me and sees the good in me, I would I would probably just like off myself, honestly, because I can. The things they say to me sometimes are pretty ruthless. Like they say I'm worthless and stuff like that, just because I miss something on the job, and just because I fuck up something at the job and stuff like that. They're literally nitpicking stuff just to shit on me, and I'm so fucking done with it. I'm so fucking done. I'm so fucking angry. So yeah, I've been waking every morning, 6 a.m. going to the work, and I just want to say my bosses are actually good. It's not that my whole company is fucked up. It's just the few colleagues I work with, and I'm like a junior. I'm still learning the job, let's say. So I depend on my colleagues, and that's the shit part about it. Because if I could work alone, I wouldn't be this mad, or I wouldn't be. More time has to pass, and I have to learn more things to be able to work on my own. But yeah, imagine just like a 50-year-old construction worker, and some of them can be really good, but some of them are just like so fucking angry for some reason, and they just get angry at you for the smallest little thing, and they swear, they scream, and because you're so much younger than them, you just have to stay there and listen and take their shit every day. And I'm full of it, honestly. I will just break someday. I can feel it. I could break someday and just go home and I don't know, and cry. That's pretty much it. I hope my future is bright. God loves me, bruh. God really loves me.